Hi guys. Good evening everyone. It's a Friday, April 17, and this is the first time I've tried this feature, setting it on a calendar. And wow, surprisingly, you're able to see and already drop a comment. I think this is going to be a good approach moving forward because right away I can see her request. All heart. Hello, I'm 12, and what is this? Said hi. Maria also said hi. Okay, so Maria requested Dito JFC now tell. Thank you and please. Okay. Good evening po everyone. Z. Okay, SSP. Hello, Miss JD. Excited for today's session. Lugarius. SMC from LXCS. Okay, Miss JD, good evening. Please discuss AGI. Good evening. Okay, nice. So I think I'm gonna use this feature moving forward because I'm able to see it, and you guys can already drop your comment as early as thank you and please. Okay. Good evening po everyone. Z open. Hi. Hi, Marco. Long time po. FMETF. Please. Okay, sure. But before that, of course, maybe we still have a few friends in Instagrams who are not yet in. Let me just call them. Uh, Hi, guys. We are live. Copy. There you have it. And I think we're ready. Just 1 second. I just need to also invite our friends in our Facebook page, Invest in the Stock Market. All right. Okay. Start with the request of Maria. Okay, so let's talk about our Dito. Okay, but let's check out our PSE first or index first. Now let's take a look at. That was a quick rebound there for our index. There. Okay, so that was a good recovery or jump right there, but let's still double check that. I hope that continues to move up. Okay, but that's a good sign. We didn't see another dip that reached the MA20 line. This was the support that we have plotted for our index, and it has somehow respected that a little. Okay, so let's see. But let's go ahead and discuss Dito. Dito and JFC. Okay, nice bounce for Dito. Good job. That's a 10% increase. Last time I remember we plotted our support here, and yes, it quickly bounced, and that's a good 10% gain for today. I feel that um, we might have a continuous movement to the upside, although this is a again a resistance. So because we have been moving sideways for quite some time now, we might have some more movements to the upside. In a previous day, someone mentioned a cup and handle formation, right? Or a reverse head and shoulder formation. So head and shoulder pattern. For those people who are not they're familiar yet with patterns and how it breaks out of that shoulder level. So we had something similar to that in this. So here, right? So we might break that because of this formation. Okay, someone mentioned about, or from here. Yeah, my drawing is not that best, but definitely it somehow reflected a pattern, like a cup and handle pattern and a reverse head and shoulder. So I think that we might have more movements wherein price will be increasing in the coming days for Dito. Okay, now, so good recovery as well for this stock right here. We might be creating a brand new support in this area. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Also, there was one here. This is just a minor retracement. So remember, in our Fibonacci retracement tool, we plotted this yesterday, and we found several areas where it could potentially bounce. Let's remove this first. Okay, see that? So I think this respected this area right here being a possible bounce area. So good enough. First area to watch out for. We right away became successful. But look at this. It has to first break this area so that we can have another wave to the upside. But I have a feeling that most of the action will now be pushing to the upside because we also have the right volume in today's market. Okay, so good job for those people who are holding on to their positions. I feel that Jollibee will move to north. Okay, what about this one? We're still within the uh, healthy range. Even though there was a dip the previous day, we right away recovered. Not that much yet, but at least it has confirmed this as a possible area of support. And let me just put that a little down here. Okay, so 1.59 is still our area to consider as our support. So it's up to you if you want to enter right away between 1.59 or 1.70. It's up to you. Overall, you are at a good healthy level for now. See that? Very cheap. That means this is a perfect time for investors, as well as traders, because we are still at a good level for our support area. Tell. Okay, tell. This is the support. Okay. Right. So previous resistance will now become a support. Following that rule, where are we at right now? So right here, this used to be a resistance, also validated at this point. You had some consolidation here. Okay, used to be a resistance, also became a support there because the area was very constricted. So I think it will just bounce within this range, 1112, and I think it has already validated this is a support. So it's up to you if you want to get in right away, but definitely just be very vigilant, because if you're going to do range trading, because I have a feeling that it will still first go on sideways. It might do sideways here, and let us see if each time we reach this level, you have to be also monitoring your RSI level. So let us say it touches this point, right? We are already at this point. Now we'll look at your RSI. Look at your RSI. So the closer we are to the resistance level, each time that gets hit, your momentum in RSI is starting to decline. That means people are starting to feel that at that level they see that the price is starting to become expensive. So less and less is already engaging in the stock. That means be extra careful because your trading range is just very minimal at this point. Does that make sense? So if you want to really be sure if the climb is going to sustain, I suggest you either two options of trading here. Enter at the support, exit at the resistance, or wait for an official breakout of a resistance before you can enter. Okay, because this here is slowly giving us some, a message that volume or momentum is starting to die down. All right. So that is for Maria. There's from ZLN SSP. Okay. SSP, this is a sign of weakness. Although we are still outside of the Bollinger Band, it might rest for a while. And let us see if it will just stop right at this level. But I'd like to use our Fibonacci tool again and find out which area could it potentially drop. Okay, so here 1 and 2. Okay, first area to possibly retrace and bounce at would be your 1 peso level, and then if it gets broken, watch out for 0.91. Okay, up to 0.618, which is just right at the area of your MA20 line. So 1, 2, 3, 4. If it goes lower than 0.618, you know what to do. Do nothing. Okay, because downtrend then is not going to end yet. But right now you still have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 areas to closely monitor as a possible area of bounce. But my feeling, it will really reach up to the second point here. Okay, but let's see. Okay, 1 peso and 0.91 level. Look at okay, so LXCS also requested SMC. Okay, SMC also retracing, all right, giving us some more opportunities to catch it right at this level. There you have it. 95.32 or 95 pesos area would be our possible support. Okay, just be a little patient because you will be able to save a few pesos here. But if you're an investor, actually you're already within a good range here because I'm sure you'll be getting or exiting this trade after a few years time in an investor's mindset. Okay, either way, 95.32 is the support that we see at the moment. All right. Yeah, sorry, Tyson, you're late. Yep. So I was tinkering with this tool, scheduling our live, and I napped and I woke up at exactly 9 p.m. and set up my tools. So my bad. Okay, but at least I know that this is working and have to make sure that I'm on time next time. Thank you. Ms. JD, good evening. Please discuss AGI. AGI. Okay, AGI is also going to, yes, we're still right on track in terms of our support and resistance. This used to be a resistance, so it's just validating this level, and this will now be our support. That's what we see. Okay, 6.99 or 7 pesos area. In fact, 7.10 is really close to the area we've plotted. So maybe what we can do is observe. Even better if you see another green candlestick. Some people would wait for a green candlestick to come out first within this range to really confirm. Because we can never tell, right? It is also possible that it can break this. I hope no bad news or no bad catalyst that would influence the movement next, that would break the price. But so far, that's the support that we see. Okay, FMETF from Marco. Okay, so this is still, I treat that as this is still within the range, just moving, somehow starting to move sideways, but this is actually the support that we have. This used to be a resistance area, support area, got broken, became a resistance right here, but we managed to break that once again and start to move above it. Okay, so just in case this gets validated one more time, or anywhere from 84 to 87, for me is already a good area to check out, as I feel that the next possible movements now would be anywhere above 84.38. Starting to, the moment it starts to trigger the upper Bollinger Band, that is already a good signal. Just sit back, relax, and wait for your profit taking area to be hit. Okay, GTCAP and ICT for IM12. Okay, so look at this. Right, so we're starting to trigger our upper Bollinger Band. Although this could also act as a short-term resistance that we have here, because previously this price was hit, right, and then we got rejected, and we attempted to break that again. But sometimes that's also a good sign, because the more we linger in the resistance area, that means we're starting to move the pressure higher and higher until such time that gets broken. Okay, if we still see the volume starting to or continuously climbing up, then that's a good sign, because that means more and more people are trying to break that ceiling that we have there at the resistance area. Okay, now just be conservative in case we start to see some declines in the volume and we're still moving in this range. Just wait for it to come down here at the MA20 line, which is, let's just put it here. Okay, if signs of weakness are showing. Otherwise, I would have to say that the best entry price, okay, or breakout play that you can do here is wait for it to one official candlestick sitting outside or above the 490 pesos area. Okay, so we need that to break this and then create a brand new support. It will move something like this. Okay, because if we have more movements here and the volume starting to decline, and let's see also a declining momentum, then that means we have to wait. We have to wait for it to come back here, and then that's the time we enter. PCOR. PCOR. Okay, very similar looking pattern. We are currently sitting at a possible resistance area, but we are still moving, okay, moving upward, and your volume is still right there, increasing volume as well. So what we want, so we're really close to the overbought area, but we can have something like this, right? We stayed at the oversold area for a long time, so maybe we can also have something like that. Stay here for a long time before breaking down. But what we need to do, like my message in the previous chart, wait for a confirmation that we are finally breaking that possible resistance. Let me just put the resistance right here, not in this level, okay? Around 3, let me see, 40. No, not that. This one. Up here. 336. 336. There. Okay, so that's the next possible resistance that I see, because this used to be a support and we need to break that. Okay, so you're very close to the resistance area. Okay, PJB. Hi, Miss JD. Good evening. You've saved me several times now in my trading. Oh, wow. Why and how? So, thank you for your service. Tonight, I'd like to ask, what is your opinion about long term investing? Okay, in the market now, considering the uncertainties that lies ahead, should I just do position trading for now due to the net foreign selling 16 days straight and not hold any long? Okay, term investments, my thought is that the market is still bearish and we are not yet at the bottom. Thanks in advance for your answer. Kudos to a great channel. Okay, um, so you've mentioned a lot of insightful things in your message here. Number one, you talked about investing. Okay, so technically, if you are going to be an investor right now, I'd have to say that let's go back to the index. Okay, so if you're an investor, I would have to say that overall, wherever we are at this point in the market, we are already at a very cheap level, but I would have to say that we still should be very extra careful because we don't know that it could still go back to this level. But for me, my personal take is that we have already reached the bottom in this area. This is already the bottom that I see. The reason being is that even without, because we're purely using technical analysis here, even before the COVID-19, we are already anticipating that drop. It's just that it was really expedited so fast because of the COVID-19. But either way, we are meant to drop. Reason why I said that, I know I mentioned this in one of the episodes. We looking at the yearly chart, okay, yearly chart of the index. We now have, using the Bollinger Band, and I'm just using the default. Each candlestick here means 1 year. So for several years, we are already at the stretched oversold level, okay, and we are meant to drop up to 4,000 level. But somehow, I'd have to say that this COVID-19 has somehow helped. You know why? Because had we invested right here, in the next how many months, how many years, we might experience our stock declining. But it saved us because it only made us experience that for what? Several days. And then we jumped. This MA20 line here is a possible area of bounce, which exactly the area where it bounced, right? So I would have to say that now is the perfect time. But I'm not saying that, I'm not giving a concrete, like precise statement that what day, what month, what exact day. But I would have to say that I think we have reached the bottom or a possible bounce area in the 4,500 level. So we have to still, now that we know that that's the condition of the index, we have to still look at the individual stocks. But if you're going to ask me, I think the bottom is 4,528. So it's either we start moving to the upside, or worst case scenario is we might just have a double bottom where it will revisit the 4,528 level. So what I've plotted here is that this used to be a resistance. We've somehow broken that, and we might create a brand new support at this level. So in simply put, we are already at the area where we will have an ideal setup for a long-term investor's mindset. Okay, so lowest would be 4.5. That means, of course, it will also have the same possible fate as what we have for the other stocks listed in the index, because these the index is composed of the blue chip companies in the Philippine market. So if you're engaged in any of those, you might have the same pattern as what we see in the index. That is why a lot of the stocks are starting to fly now, okay? Because I think bottom has been reached. Done with tech, not yet. Luther, I'm gonna check that out. Tech. Okay, tech. So yesterday we said that this was promising, but I have to go back to my video. Been working the whole day. My gosh, I'm so busy. But like what I would always share to you guys, go back to the previous day's video and then cross-reference the outcome of today's market and see if we were correct. I mentioned about this being bullish, but today we managed to move up first here. First, opening price where we had a gap up, which could have already been an opportunity for you to take profit, because first 30 minutes would be a critical time for you. The moment you see if most of the action starts to move down, that would already be your signal. For instance, here, right? We have a 15-minute chart opened here. So we ended the market yesterday at this level, right? 1245 at 885. We opened the market today at this level. However, the next 15 minutes gave you a bearish candlestick. This could have already been your signal. You were given 15 minutes to decide. Should you continue waiting or exit? Because that was already your bearish signal, which could have already triggered you to, okay, time to take profit. And if you took action right away, you've been profitable today. However, if some people didn't take action, then we have to discuss the next possible movements now. So there could be a possible decline in the coming days, but again, I'd like to use our Fibonacci retracement to really find out which area could it possibly bounce. Okay, so first area 8.16, next would be 7.31 or 5.62. Lowest it could reach down below would be 5.93. But either way, you know that the next possible movement is on a decline. If you want to get in, wait for confirmation within this area. A confirmation meaning I want to see a green candlestick being formed here, so that will confirm as a change in direction or a bounce, right? Okay, so that is tech. This one, Brian said hello. Genevieve, Miss JD, how about IMI? Okay, let me check IMI. IMI had a good bounce. Continued to rally to the upside. Very good movement there, paired with the right volume. Okay, so but then again, be extra careful. This used to be a support right here, and 2 days straight would. Let me just take a quick measurement here. That is a 45% increase in price. Okay, so be very observant in the market on Monday, because people might take profit. We might have the same fate as what we have here in tech. Okay, now use a much faster time frame. Use a much faster time frame, because I feel that what if there's a gap up that will happen and then decline, all the actions will be on a decline. So be extra careful. If you're to look at this, this kind of candlestick actually is a bearish candlestick, even if that's a green. Okay, even if that's a green, that's a bearish candlestick. That's a, but you're still outside of the Bollinger Band, so it's a wait and see game. So also this used to be a support. If we have a green candlestick that will be formed again on Monday, that means we might have to continue moving up. But this is already a FOMO level, fear of missing out level. This is already high in my perspective, because I like us to really enter at a support area. Unless I see this being validated as a support, then I cannot say it. Okay, but some people like breakout plays. A breakout play would look something like this. Okay, a green candlestick, another green candlestick will be formed outside and then continue to rally, and then it will go back. When it goes back, that's a good validation that that's already the support. And I'd like to have that kind of setup compared to the initial run outside of the outside of the resistance. So wait for it to confirm at a certain level. So that would mean we are expecting for it to go up and some red candlesticks to come out and revisit a possible area of support, which is right here. This used to be a resistance, used to be a support. We break that, it might go back right there as well before it shoots up. Okay, uh, so those are your possible plays right there. The next one would be, hi ma'am, thanks for answering my question about the averaging down and selling the new bought number of shares every time it bounces. Um, Ronnie, were you the one who asked about the 30 pesos against the 50 pesos? I need to check. I think it was you. I had the same question when I was new because I bought ABA, which is wrong move for me. I bought it at 35 cents and it took so long for it to climb. Now, when it got back at a certain level, basta, I made a wrong move there, but I followed that concept. I was just so impatient because I know that I already was able to hit that. Because I tried to average down and I said, okay, I'm profitable here because I'm already profitable at the new price level, so I took it out. I was profitable at that level. Now, I exited with a profit in my second price or my second entry, and I had to wait for my 35 cents to also be hit, and that's the time I exited. Exited a very very small profit, only to realize it even reached up to a 90-cent level. Had I waited, I could have been at a more than 100% gain there. But I was still new. But that's really the concept. Okay, so maybe I can have another video just discussing that kind of strategy. I remember posting that in a COL group before, and there was a long discussion because there were so many perspectives. Um, but yeah, Maxis and Pizza. I did not take profit, bought high, thought it was a breakout. What is this? Bought high, thought it was a breakout. Luther, what are you referring to? Which stock is this? I have a question about the market pre-close. I noticed that stock prices sometimes rocket up during the last 15 minutes with really high volume that it doesn't usually reach during the trading day. They are, it's like somehow those traders are going to influence the next day's open price if they do that. Even if, but I need to get a good talking point. But it's intentional. They know that it won't be hit anyway. Okay, so and if they want to lift the price higher, then they put a lot of trades at a much higher price, so that next day when the market opens, it somehow influenced the next day's open price when they do that. Um, Are you done with Dito? Sorry I came in late. BDO, LXCS. Guys, I am so sorry. For tonight's episode, I will have to end it at exactly 10 o'clock. I have a meeting at 10 o'clock. But I'll try my best to come back right after the meeting, or tomorrow let's have another episode, okay? By the way, what's your take if there's a lot of foreign buying in one stock? That means a stock is starting to become attractive. And when they have a lot of buyers, that means next possible movement would, of course, a market starting to climb up. But be extra careful because sometimes you wouldn't know at which area these foreign buyers are actually entering. The moment you discover that sometimes it's already the peak, you know, they would enter or buy shares in staggered. At first, it's unnoticed because the volume is so low. So, but then again, two things: fundamental analysis and technical analysis will be your great influencers uh, of the market movement, and of course your entry and exit. Okay, but guys, I ended at IMI. I know I have taken note of the next requests after the IMI. So I will be back. I promise. I just have a meeting. I need to meet my team at 10 o'clock, and I'll try to come back. Okay. But next would be Euro Max's Pizza. Okay, I can even repeat Dito or HIBDO. There you have it. Okay, guys, my Miss JD avid follower present. Palaboy Trader, very very good trader here as well. Palaboy Trader, he is a vlogger at the same time doing reviews. Um, so you have to teach me. Your subscriber is now so high. So, guys, by the way, if you have not subscribed yet, yes, please do subscribe so that we can grow our community. By the way, what's your take if there's a lot of foreign buy? Okay, will the uptrend continue next week? What's your take? PSCI? There. The 5641 level, that's the an area of focus that we've been monitoring since the previous days. That's where we plotted our support. There was an overshoot to the, I mean, below that line, but I feel that we might be consolidating within this range. But between the, the between going down and going up, I'm more into going up. If it will go down, I mentioned earlier, we're meant to dip and reach this 4-5 level. It's just that the COVID-19 expedited everything, which really saved us, right? Because we really are facing a decline in the price anyway, but it only allowed us to experience that decline for how many days, and it's now recovering. 4-5 is the lowest for me. That's my take. That's just me. Okay. Unusual volume of the pre and close would suggest a cross trade, I think. Okay, so good insights from Johan. A cross trade, maybe you can expound that later on so we can also learn from you. But that's what I have observed so far. Maybe Palaboy Trader, you can also add something to that. What happens when there's a big volume of bids or asks in the last 15 minutes of the market day? Good luck in your meeting and take care, Florante. Okay. Yes, but I'll try to go back, promise. Oh, I only have 3 minutes. But yeah, thank you guys for joining me. And I'll try to chat with you again after the meeting. Okay? But it's going to be that a little late then. But if you're still awake, why not? Join me. Okay? In the meantime, goodbye for now.